I feel like a kid again. You know, you're experiencing something that you experienced ages ago, and suddenly now, you know, you realize you haven't changed. You haven't aged one bit. I also haven't aged one bit every time I go 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. It is the Biendeo stream today on this fine 7th of August 2023. I hope you are having a wonderful week and will have a wonderful week ahead of you. I have had a pretty alright week. I hope you appreciate the keyboard noises because I was like, oh, I should probably look up like when this game I'm playing came out. And the answer is the 17th of June 1997 according to Wikipedia. But it's not exactly a 1997 game. Or I mean, it is a 1997 game. It came out in 1997. What am I talking about? I would like to frame this whole month as a little bit of a retrospective. This is partially inspired. There was a Reason Scott There Was video that came out, I think it was after my last stream, so right at the beginning of the month, about childhood games. And Scott basically went on about all of his childhood games. And I don't want to necessarily, you know, do the same kind of video, but I feel like there are some games that they're not Let's Playable. They're not something I'll just play the entirety of the game and show you all about it. But they're kind of games that did define what I played. I don't know, they were just the things I had and what did I learn from them and what kind of stuff I have. Introducing, let's see how smoothly I can do this transition. Here we go. Okay, I gotta like tap on like 3 things in quick succession. Okay, I'm gonna hit enter, swing, desktop, boom. That was smooth. Oh, the top's cut off some slightly. E. It's in the game. Good luck if any of this music is gone because it's copywritten. For reference, this song is not an original song that I wrote, YouTube. This is indeed song 2 by Blur on the Blur album. And there's a bunch of songs that are probably songs that I do not own. But this is FIFA Road to World Cup 98, the 4th of the FIFA video games they had released, or is it the 5th? Actually, I think it's the 5th. They had released, like, there's one game on the Mega Drive that they had just... Did I just get a noise for OBS? Like, that just came in. That was me, not you. Also, yay! The internet dying. Yet again. It always seems to do that at 8:30. Strange. Thanks, Telstra. Appreciate it. It's the copyright. It kicked in way too hard. Oh no. Oh no. But yeah, this intro, I haven't been talking about this intro. I have not been a football guy, ever. I think I had seen football matches, maybe, not as a kid. But as, like, we'll just let the demo play and let me explain my story. Yeah, I mean, I would have been like 3 when I got this game. I would have been very, very young, and this game came out when I was even older, so 98 wasn't even the newest game. But I think this game strikes a very, very fun balance of, like, it controls well enough. It doesn't feel like it's a stiff sports game that some of the earlier titles are, without being too big on all of the, you know, all the sporting lexicon. So it's just going to kick in with a demo. We're just going to mildly watch the demo, but I love...
Spain and Italy. France welcomes us today for
I love that it's got this, like, you know, this commentary.
Approaching then, and time to hand over to your commentators for this game, Andy Gray, and first, John Motson.
Yes, thank you, Des. There's a packed house here today.
Yeah, like, they talk, you know, like, this wowed me as a kid, because, I mean, this is a big budget video game. This is definitely what video games with a very, very big budget can accomplish. There's lots of, you know, characters going on. heed no mind to how every character almost looks the same. It's because a lot of people have brown hair, and I'm very certain there is no difference in the muscle shape of any character in this game. Maybe there is. We'll toy around with it. You got a ref, he runs around. You got all these different camera angles. You got ads for Toyota. How cool is that? You know? That's so cool. So, let me see as well. I need to bring up a mild control list on myself, because otherwise I'll never remember what the controls are. But yeah. So I got this game. I believe my grandpa got this game for me. Oh, reconnection successful. Thanks, OBS. How about so that you guys don't get thrown off by I'm gonna click on the button and we're gonna focus mode. We're in focus mode now for 20 minutes. What the heck? I just want it to be like quiet for the moment. Like that's it. That's it, computer. Please do not disturb. There we go. Even better. Okay, cool. But yeah, my grandpa got this game for me. Or rather, he got a bootleg version. I wish I still had the disc on the ready, and if I ever find it, I will totally link it in the description. But right now, I don't have that picture. But it's effectively, it was bootleg. It's a Kodak, just like CD, and it was burned on just the contents of the disc. It was a perfect burn in the sense of, you know, it didn't need pinging from the Twitch chat instead. Okay. It was a perfect burn in the sense of it had, we might as well just get into it. There's a Road to World Cup 98, just for reference. We're gonna pick some team in some region of the world. Do I play as Australia? Is that overkill? I like this weird little mascot. He keeps showing up. Be the kind of person who plays as a country that you're allowed to talk about these days. This guy keeps showing up. Let me play as Australia. We'll play as Australia. Australia represent. This was my jam. You could actually pick multiple teams as well. If you want to, like, effectively play multiple teams as they go throughout, you know, the season. But let's just stick with Australia for now. I'll get into it. We'll dive in. We'll just dive in, and I'll talk about the story. And yes, you can simulate and cheat a little bit. Controls, you could use a controller if you want to, and it shows up like this, which is whoosh, wow. But you can also wave your mouse, which I love, and the keyboard. You can do all of these. So me with a keyboard, mouse, and a controller, I can play the game with 3 people right now, which is kind of impressive. Because on PC, usually you don't get that kind of stuff going on, but I think keyboard's the way to go on PC, at least. Matches, 4 minutes, weather, random, we'll just go in for it. We'll just see how we go. And then you get these full motion videos of like, here's the country, here's where you are. And I'm like, whoa, that's exactly Sydney. We've got kangaroos and koalas all over the place, apparently. And then there's like CG render of a stadium that I don't know if our stadium ever looks like that. Crikey, mate, yeah. All the stadium intros work the same way, and not every country has its own stadium, but there's a good like 12 of them in the game. And some stadiums have different sizes of field. So I mean, you know, for what you think could change between stages, it's like, oh, it's something, but yeah, no, I had a bootleg Kodak, just printed version of this game. It never came in the box. It was just, you know, the dual cardboard or dual plastic case.
And we'll definitely be giving
I hope I don't have the crowd, the ref leniency on 0. I also don't know how to play football. I'm gonna try my best.
Nice pass.
I'm gonna try my best. It gets tricky as you go on. Oh! Hey!
It's quite brilliant.
Woo! Goal! That's how you do it. Oh, it's so good. So it was just a burnt Kodak version, and as a boxer, as a front sleeve, it was a piece of paper with just some like clip art of a guy playing golf on the front, and it was black and white. Wow, got it.
Lovely play. Took the ball right under
So
his
like,
nose.
and it just said on the front, FIFA Road to World Cup '98.
Oh,
And
well
I used to
played.
think this was like actually the FIFA '98 game, and maybe it still is.
Pajak.
Passing is overrated.
Just subsiding for a moment there.
I should actually have. Hold on. There's a button. One of these buttons.
Well claimed.
I'm gonna try. There you go. Gotta have that on screen so you actually know like what's going on in the rest of the field. Yeah, yeah, I never had a official version of this game, and maybe in a.
Wade. The ball cleared away.
I'm gonna be constantly doing that. Is that not offside? Do I have offsides turned off? Maybe I should double check that between matches.
There, good touch.
If I have offsides turned off, then I also have punching people turned off. We'll get into that later. But yeah, I kind of wanted to just show off this game as like, this is a childhood game. I never had any other sport games other than, I think I had Link's 2004 on the Xbox, which is a very interesting title to have. So you can do slide tackles, you can do your regular tackles if you play it like pretty clean. There's some real cheeky moves you can do by holding down like control as well, and I never know which ones are which. Whoop.
Moved away from
No,
danger.
we'll never get him. We'll never get him right now. But yeah, like this was just my football game or my soccer game. Oh, thanks for the follow, Mish. Appreciate it. Love you, Mish.
Nice movement on the ball there.
Was that not out? Was that not out?
Just
Come on.
scrambling that one away.
But I find this game is like very fascinating because like this is the 5th FIFA game. It's like we're at that point where it's like, you know, a 5th game should be pretty good. If Australia loses, it's on me. Bro, we gotta... Oh, snap, because yeah, the actual World Cup is... Oh, it happened in 2022, didn't it? I never know how to aim it. I would always think it's like you hold down the shoot button and then you can press like a direction to like pseudo aim it. But yeah, there's a lot of like subtle things of like how really all these games work. I love how you got the score in the corner as well, like when it's on the, not the top left. Women are on against Denmark tonight. Oh, are they actually?
And that's a great piece of football.
You got a sprint button, so you're seeing me sprint sometimes. Whoop.
Pajak.
That was a bit of chaos right there. Oh, is it going to go out so I can demonstrate a throw-in?
Jurikovic.
Apparently, I'm the one who has to knock it out. Nice. What a wonderful game.
No love lost
I
there.
totally have penalties turned off this match. Sorry, fellas. That is a bit under the belt.
Goes straight
Oh,
past him.
oh, and goal! I'm getting booed to the extreme right now. Or that's cheering. I can never
Well, we
tell.
can see more clearly what happened in the replay.
I can never tell. But yeah, this game fascinated me because, like, I mean, yeah, as a young kid, I feel like you kind of like everything that you're given. And if it's, like, generally good,
Two-goal margin then at
I never know
half-time.
why in
What do you
football
make of
you
the
gotta
first
still
half,
kick
Andy?
it.
Well, we've seen
If it's
plenty of
45
chances.
minutes, like, just
So I
call it,
wouldn't
right?
lose heart at 2-0 down. Still plenty of time.
I love how they talk to each other about any, like, combination of goals up to 5, and then they just say it's a bloodbath once it's above 5 goals. You got your, like, you know, your shots on goal. Corners one. We haven't even done any corners. And then, yeah, between halves or really at any point, you can actually, like, go in. And this is where, like, I was out as a kid. I didn't know what was going on here. So you got your actual, like, players. And you can change the formation. I think by default, Australia is a 4-4-2, but you can change it so it's like a 3-5-2, 3-5-1. They do this like diamond formation, you know, if you want to do that. Yeah. Whoops. They really like song too, don't they? I think there's only like 6 songs. You do positioning, which is like you can like move a person, you select them. You can actually like position them around, substitute, attacking bias. Like, okay, strategy. Kick takers, aggression. It's like there's so many like things that you could do just in here, and I don't know if any of it is particularly like meaningful, but people have stats, and I think some people really know that their football have stats. Can I set the ref back on, or no? It's I got offside on. I'll double check. So you got the scores, we got the replays, which, you know, there's so much stuff in this game. Like, yeah, I mean, it's pretty normal. You can save the replays, by the way. How cool is that? You can actually, oh, legit, I'm gonna save that. We'll save that in my spot. Whoa. Very important. You can watch it back. You can, like, frame by frame, like, individual bits. Got different camera angles. There's just so many things in this game. This wowed me as a kid because there's like there's so much to take in, and I think as a kid, like, this probably set like a bit of a weird standard on me, but I don't know why I never exactly played any other sports game, football or whatever. There's a demo for an NFL game. I'm just gonna what? That bounce off him? Dang it. There's a NFL game that has a demo in Project Gotham Racing 2. Okay, I said I didn't play any sports game. I played driving games.
Skill, this fella. The defense doing really well there.
Ooh. How good is Tahiti anyways? Is this actually the real schedule that they'd have?
A great piece of football. Calmly done.
Get it.
Wade.
Go. You got this, bro. I don't know where I was going with that one. I was trying to pass it down.
And the referee indicating a goal kick.
Now, I love how, like, you could, in theory, play this game not from, like, this sideline camera as well. You've got, like, I wish you could change it in-game, like, without having to go into this screen, but you can change it to telecam's the default, sideline's a bit lower, you got action cam, which is just, like, oh, you're just gonna see me play an action cam, and it's like, oh, okay.
Nicely done.
It's a bit harder to know, like, what's going on, like, down the field, but also then you can see very, very far down the field, I guess. There's one which is, like, sort of on an angle, and it's really hard. Like, I kind of want the most, like, top-down view. And you know what's the most top-down view that people play in? People are like, nah, just always do, like, tower cam. It's, like, super high up. Because, like, you got stadium and shoulder, which are, like, on these weird diagonals. And it's like, what does up mean? That's right, up means that direction, by the way. Ball cam's, like, good luck. But yeah, you can do, like, proper tower cam. It's just you're not looking, like, close enough at the game. We're all pretty far off.
Oh, just look at this. Great skill.
Oh, he's got this. He's got this. Hey! Goal! But yeah, this takes me back as a kid. And yeah, I think, like, this gave me, like, a fair bit of, like, inspiration as a kid to just, like, do other things. So I feel like from this is probably the single influence that drove me to do, like, football as, like, a actual, like, school sport. Or I really can't see. Oh, he got the yellow. Now he's angry about it. Seriously, everyone in this game looks the same. Do you think I could get it in?
Something from the training ground here, perhaps.
Think I could get it in? Oh, here we go. Whoop. Dang it.
Goal kick.
Dang it. And he's really queuing it up. He's really queuing it up.
And the
I
kick taken.
love the detail on like the things that matter, because the thing with this game, this game leverages your graphics card, right?
Jurkovic.
This would be incredible if this was done in software. Whoa. Whoa. You're supposed to kick it in.
And the keeper not troubled by the shot.
I'm pretty sure the game's got a thing where, like, if you're that far out, the keeper's gonna get it.
Good ball.
Whoa. Okay, sure. Get it, bro. You got it. Dramatic catch right there.
Nothing much
Whoa.
on the referee's watch
What are
now,
you doing?
surely.
I think on top of that, like, having like a video replay definitely inspired me to do some more like creative like shot taking and sort of oh.
Defenders only have each other to blame there.
Oh, that's so scathing on the commentary as
And
well.
look then here at the replay. Well, there's no excuse for a soft goal like that. Should never happen at this level.
Well, that's a good shot right there. I'm gonna change the camera back to the telecam because it's a bit far out. Whoops. Camera. Telecam. There you go. Nope. Telecam. Telecam game. Oh no! Don't quit the whole game.
Ready to change things round a little here.
Ah yes, yes. My 90-minute substitution when I'm 4 goals down. We got this, bro.
Moved away from danger.
Yeah, my only real gripes with this game is that you got like no graphics settings. Oh, that's me hitting the thing. You got no real.
And it's there, beyond the keeper and into the net.
The best you can do is I think you can hide the crowd. Oh, that's an auto replay button. Oh no, that's a turn off the crowd button. I forgot what the button is. There's one button that like just turns the crowd into like a flat texture.
Well played.
And there you go. I'm a
There's
winner.
the final whistle. In the end, 5-0, the right result in a very one-sided affair. Their supporters go home happy after a really good all-round performance. This will doubtless be a boost to the confidence of the players, and we can expect them to be really fired up for the next game.
I used to always think that like that actually played a part into it. I've really got no clue if there's like any sort of like proper team mechanic or really anything that happens between the matches other than just like where your standings are. I don't know if there's like game suspensions or like your players get tired and there's no multiple seasons. So if we continued hard enough, I'd get to the end of all of this. So it's like, okay. So how I think this works is that there's the mascot. He always shows up in all the World Cup related screens. How this works, I think, is that different regions of the world have their own like qualifying bits to get into the actual FIFA World Cup. I think it's like 2 people in the OFC, like 3 in the AFC. I don't know. There's a certain number of people get in from each zone. You're all doing a qualifying. I think it's like whoever's like top of the group gets to move in. So inevitably it's like, okay, well now I'm going to play against Western Samoa. June 15, 1997. And then obviously the game is like, well, you're probably going to be in Australia still because that's the only location we have. Sorry, guys. We got the other stadiums. We got Brazil. Oh, let me go back to the beginning. Yeah. We got Brazil. We got Cameroon, England, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Korea, Mexico, the only Korea, Netherlands, Spain, South Africa, Sweden, Trinidad and Tobago, United States. What is that? 15 stadiums? That's a good number of stadiums. So you can just like pretend to be in Brazil for the day if you want to, because it really doesn't matter where you are. You get these like little videos, like check out how cool this place is. You could go to Brazil. Like, you could be at this stadium. It's like... It's at that point in time when it's like... It's detailed enough that it looks fine for the video, but you can clearly like start poking holes into the 3D renders.
Hello, I'm
This
Des
means a
Lynam.
lot to
I'm
me
glad
as
you could
a
join me.
as a
I'm
guy,
here to introduce
as a
you to
kid.
this match between Western
Alright, we'll get
Samoa
into it.
and Australia.
We'll get
It's
into
a
it.
perfect afternoon for football here in Brazil. A beautiful day in this huge stadium, and we're in for a great game. Right then, all set.
I
for
used to
the
always
kickoff.
get thrown
And our
off. I was
match
like, why does
commentators,
Australia
Andy
wear,
Gray and
you know,
John
green and
Watson.
gold?
Yes, thanks, Des. Andy
And I still don't quite have the
anticipating
answer to
something a
that
bit special
one.
out there today, and the crowd are up for this one as well.
Well, I think it was...
Oh, what? What?
Finishing there.
No! No! That's a horrendous goal! I tapped A on that one. That was supposed to be a pass. That was supposed to be a pass. What are you doing? No! That's terrible. No.
Excellent ball.
I'm gonna do it again.
Look, it's
No. I think maybe this is why I enjoy playing Australia the most, is that everyone else in the same region was not particularly amazing.
Well, they made it too easy for him. That's schoolboy stuff.
What in the game determines whether something was an easy save or not? Maybe how many people are touched in the penalty box. I'm just gonna go for it. 3 out of 3.
And that's a great shot. The referee
It was a great shot though.
signals a goal
It
kick.
was a great shot. So, but yeah, there's not too much to say other than yeah, like I guess it is football in the end. But yeah, like.
And we have a
You know,
glorious day for football
like
here.
what else? What else to this game? You know, I loved Blur afterwards, even though I still to this day I've only heard like a
Good
handful of
skill
songs of
there.
this. Whoop. Oh, we got the Chemical Brothers. Was that one of them?
And the ball over the line there for a throw.
Like there's a bunch of artists. I wish. Is there credits in game? I need to do a credits roll eventually.
Lazaridis.
Whoa. Whoa.
Slater goes round him with no problem at
Whoa.
all. Vidmar.
Oh, that's backwards, you fool. Hold on, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a.
Look
Oh!
easy.
I hope you like that one. That was me doing a special move right there. I know it's possible because as a kid, you gotta try it.
Offside. Well, there didn't appear to be much wrong there, but a free kick's been given.
I always get thrown off by offsides, but you know, you gotta do them. There's the one like worst rule about football. Oh, that's not going out, is it? That's the one worst rule about football, and I know it's like, well, you gotta stop it somehow. But still. Oh, dang, dude. Dang. I think it's very difficult to get a red card, like, up front. But you do get those yellows. Okay, here's my redemption arc on actually getting the goal. Alright, I'm gonna do it.
And a goal.
Oh no! Oh no! There they go. Oh, I love these like janky, identical looking people. There's one bald guy on my team.
And they're dominating this game in the final third.
The final third. We're in the first third. Or actually, we're in the second third by now. Oh no. Okay.
Sure.
I'm glad that the commentator agrees with me on that one. So I think the trick with like doing a slide tackle is you don't want to like go from their back because otherwise it's dirty.
Well claimed.
Whoop.
Kicked away.
I wish I knew how to do like those kind of like air combos though. Air
Easily
combos.
cut out.
Why yes, my up B, down, down, dash, dash. Wave dashing, Z cancelling.
Vidmar.
Go for it.
Confident.
Oh. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I've done the thing where it's like you stand in front of the goalie.
Well, the referee's
Ah,
assistant had his
I gotta
flag
stop
up
doing
there,
that. I gotta
and
stop
that
doing
must
that.
be
Wait until they
offside.
come
Well,
back.
he's given offside, but I'm not so sure.
Free kick
I'm
awarded
not
by
so
the
sure.
referee.
I can't do his accent. Was it very Welsh? That's not a shot on goal. I got it. Okay. But yeah, I guess maybe this is a thing of the time. It's like I didn't really know how to watch football at the time. And this was a pre-internet blender, so I was like, I don't know. This game's got like modem play and network play, but I don't know how exactly to set it up. Because there's no like master servers. I think you gotta like just point towards people's IPs. Or even dial-up. Does dial-up use IP addresses? Did dial-up ever use? Must have, right?
No, I just can't see them getting back into this. The defending has been nothing short of scandalous.
No. But yeah. So I wanted to mention, that Scott the Woz video about childhood games because, this is one of my earlier ones and definitely one where it's like, apart from one stream, I don't know if I like play this one too much. Sometimes it might be interesting to see like what's the difference between all these other FIFA games, but I think people who probably have played more of them would know. Whoa.
Well claimed.
Oh.
Missed the target.
Nearly had it.
Referee signals a goal kick.
But yeah, like as a like an experience that I had. And like, what it meant I was interested in. It's interesting seeing what. I was trying to pass to the guy directly in front of me and that ended up not happening. And they usually clear it half the field anyways. In reality, I don't think that happened. Well, that definitely didn't happen too much in my like junior. Whoa, is that not an offside? Like, sure, okay.
Good pass.
Alright, here we go. Calmly
collected.
Yeah.
Nicely.
I would definitely say, as a review of the Scott the Woz video, if you haven't, bump the mic. If you haven't seen it, give it a go. It's a little bit hard on the pacing because I get what Scott wanted to do. At the end of the day, though, Scott, you played like 12 SpongeBob games, and that did occupy a crazy amount of the video. I also find it's kind of interesting because, like, I don't know, Scott's younger than me by a year, so it's like our differences. We'll definitely have game differences, and somewhat we sort of had similar similarities in the things that we had. I definitely know I had a few licensed games, and some of those licensed games are trash. I am the proud owner of the Rugrats game on the Game Boy Color, and that one is horrendous. I cannot beat, like, it's either the second or the third level. I think it's the third level, because the first is, like, in the basement, and then the second is in the living room. And then the third is, like, outside. But it's got that thing where, like, you have a 10-minute time limit. That is not offside, is it not?
Holding on to the ball here. The keeper beaten, but he was denied by the woodwork.
Oh, I used to always get thrown off that they call it the woodwork, even though it's
Vidmar.
made out of metal. I think back in the olden days, it used to be wood.
That's no problem for this goalkeeper.
This goalie's suddenly on point after the first, like, handful of monstrosities. But yeah, that Rugrats game, which I will, like, listen, if I ever play that one on stream, that's out of a necessity of games to play. You'd get up to the third level, and you're required in 10 minutes to collect...
He's got a good football brain, this fella.
You're required to collect 24 items in order to activate the exit and leave. And I don't know how the rest of the game is, because I didn't even care to, like, put in, like, passwords. And of course, classic no saving. It was on the Game Boy Color. It's like, come on, it's gotta have saving, right? But nah, there's a lot of even Game Boy Advance games. Some PlayStation games with no saving. Only
just look at this. Great
codes. Must be a cost thing, right? What? Oh, I was like, why is my guy attempting a throw or attempting? Oh, nice, good job. Okay, we got this.
Well collected.
Okay, I didn't have
A
this.
3-goal
Still,
margin then at the
Still.
final whistle. They were just too
No, it's
good for
alright.
them in the end. The crowd appreciative and the celebrations well
yeah,
deserved. Some aspects of their game still to work
like,
on, I feel.
some of
but
those
they
licensed
have
games
got
like
the
that
makings of
one
a good side.
are horrendous. But unlike Scott, I feel like most of the licensed games that I played, I ended up beating at the time. If not, maybe not as like a really, really young kid, but definitely by the time I like was 7, I'd go back, I'd play these games, and then I'd go, okay, I've beaten them. I just played through the Emperor's New Groove game. As a kid, I could never beat the, like, as a very, very young kid, at the time that the game came out, I could never beat the Jaguar sequence, but by the time I was 10, I could do it. And then definitely by the time I did the Let's Play, I could. Look at this, it's a home match. Against Tahiti, again. I think it was Samoa I played the first time. We're in Cameroon all of a sudden. We'll just be in Cameroon. Why not? They got seals, they got masts, mortar and pestle. That's all you need to know. It's like the smallest amount of full motion video as well. It's like just enough to like go, yeah, that's this country. I used to always get like confused by like these
Hello there,
not
Des
symmetrical
Lynam here. And here we
stadiums.
have
Like
what
you'll
should
see,
be a
it's
very
like you got this
interesting
one
match
side that
between
goes up, and then the other side is like
Tahiti.
much
From
lower.
Pack Stadium
I think it's
here
a
to see
sun
this
thing.
match today. The team's getting ready to start what we hope will be a classic encounter. And now we go
A
live
classic
to our man with the
encounter.
plan, John Motson.
Yes, this has the makings of a really interesting game. The crowd here certainly adding to the occasion.
Yeah.
Yes, John.
But yeah, no, I could manage to beat a bunch of these games. I feel like Scott put down some games that, you know, I'm like, bro, like, was it really that bad? But then again, it's like, I don't know. If you were playing like other kinds of
Slater, good pass.
Oh, nearly had it there. If you're playing like other kinds of games, or you know, you're doing movies or other kinds of things, I can understand like, okay, you know, my time's a little precious. I'm not gonna beat Nicktoons' Attack of the BattleBots.
Nicely done.
I don't particularly have a lot of Nickelodeon games. I know I have that Rugrats game that I played, and I know I mentioned another Rugrats game, but I think that's it. I never played like a Rocket Power game until much later. I never played Fairly Odd Parents. I don't think I was particularly...
And the referee
Is that a
signals
corner?
a throw-in.
That's a throw-in? Really? I am past the line. I am past the line, bro. There's nowhere to throw it into.
Good passing movement.
Oh.
It made that look easy, the keeper, but it certainly wasn't. Wonderful save. I think he saw it late, but he still managed to get
I
there.
hate that like when you switch them, sometimes they're like
Durakovic.
180. They change where they want to go.
Well played. Over the touchline for the throw.
Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of too many games as a kid that I just never ended up beating. I've definitely got so many now
Vidmar.
where it's probably less
And
that I
that's a
haven't beaten them and
great
more I
piece of
haven't
football.
started them. I'm looking at you, Bayonetta 2. I'll play you eventually. And Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and Pokemon Conquest.
He's
Oh.
beaten him for pace.
Oh.
And straight at the keeper, that one.
I keep doing this, hoping that I block his kick at some point. It will work. Trust me. If I do it enough. Sure, I'll take that.
Nice pass. And it's
Hey,
there.
goal! I feel like the ads for Adidas and Snickers everywhere.
Let's take a look at the instant replay.
But yeah, yeah, him not beating games, I don't know. But I like how he did have a similar journey in terms of like there were a lot of licensed games. I know I had a bunch of Disney games. Toy Story 2 was
Good clearance.
certainly, you know, like that was a game of the time. Same thing with a Bug's Life. Actually, I asked for a Bug's Life because I had a friend with a Bug's Life, and a bunch of those games. And I think Scott barely mentioned playing another kid's games and wanting them. He got like kind of
That's no problem for
he
this
got a,
guy.
not hand-me-down, that's not the right term, but like, you know, like a cousin or a friend would like either gift him a game or, you know, sell him it. I think he bought like something for like $10, and I was like, really? $10 for Mario Sunshine? Woo! Ooh. But yeah, I was definitely like, I was a PS2 guy, and Scott wasn't, so he'd always feel like he'd had an inferior console, because one of the SpongeBob games played the opening full motion video, but not on the GameCube version when he later played it. Woo! Goal!
And here's another chance to see that.
We don't need to see that again, bro.
Now to score here.
What was another thing that he had?
Great tackle
Oh
there.
yeah, he's an only child, and that led to a difference in the kinds of games he got. So, like, anytime he had a party game, it's like he'd have to get his parents to play it. Now, I don't think my parents, maybe my mum, like once. Not my dad. I don't think my dad has ever played a video game in his life. Dad, I want you to play a game. Let's play a game. Let's play Quake 3 together.
Interesting game, Andy.
Plenty of chances. So I wouldn't lose
But yeah, like the only person who I'd really play games with was my sister. And we play a few things together, but definitely we knew we had different like interests, and so that always makes it a bit trickier to, like, you know, start playing more and more complex games. Like anytime I want to play Gran Turismo, it's like, it's really not a cup of tea. She does not understand driving a car in that game, and I'm like, yeah, fair call. Ooh.
Slater. Vidmar.
Right. Oh, I wish you could direct someone to like set up a play next to you.
Good ball.
There you go. Greetings, Blub. I'm kicking ball.
Jurkovic.
One ball
That's a
in particular.
great piece of
And
football.
recounting
Straight forward
childhood
for the
memories, because this is a game that I had as a young wee lad.
Lazaridis. Lazaridis.
I don't know how many matches are actually part of
Moved away from danger.
the World Cup. I feel like, I mean, they, like, okay, real talk. Actually, the only other sport game I played, and I lie, I played more. I have a copy of NBA 2K 16 and 17. I got from like Humble. I think 17 was part of like a Humble choice. Oh my gosh, they're going fancy on me. They're getting better.
Oh, nicely done. Perfect
No,
tackle there.
don't do it. Just get it out of there. Rush it. Oh, I used to never
Ball
understand
sneaking
sprinting in
out of
this
danger,
game.
and the ball over the line there for a throw.
So, play this game raw without sprinting. Actually, I guess since I had like a bootleg copy, I didn't even have a manual or anything. And no internet, so I played Jacked, Motorbike Racing, and Bloodsport.
Vidmar, wonderful football. Nicely done.
Ah.
Well played.
Again, is that not offside? Whoa. You can't score a goal against me in
Defense
this
here so well organised.
video, in this stream. We're not doing it. Probably only sports game I played.
Good
I think I had a friend with a Jack X, which is a vehicular combat game.
Well claimed.
Like,
Fine
oh,
play.
again, he's just ahead, and then he gave up for some reason. Okay, I don't know what's up with the AI in this game. We'll just ride it. Oh.
Excellent ball. And that never really looked like beating this keeper. Great save.
Yeah.
No doubt you saw that leap. That's what
But
made
yeah,
it even
like
more
being
impressive.
an only child does really indicate, like, or you know, it dictates what kinds of games you can get. So anytime Scott would get a party game, he'd always go like, "Who am I playing this with?" My parents. They
Goes
love
round
Wii
him with
Party.
no problem at all. Shot saved by the keeper.
You know, there's other games I think I play like Wii Sports. But again, it's like, you know, I'd play them with friends. I didn't have too many friends over. Like, I'd have like a birthday party, and I had like a couple of like really close mates that come over. But I would never really have like 4 players going at something. Best I had is like my cousin, my cousins, 2 cousins. They'd come over, or
Just look at this. Great skill.
but usually that's for like a family gathering or a birthday or something like that. Because they live a bit far away to just like casually come up. I guess that's maybe something where it's like I don't live like as close to any of my friends or mates that like I particularly like to. And everyone kind of just like staying at home.
Jurkovic.
But then, yeah, I think it kind of changed for me, and I mentioned a bunch during the Pokemon playthrough, but particularly there were a lot of my mates who would play Pokemon. We weren't really allowed to play it at school until I think about year 8, and that's when Heart Gold Soul Silver came out, and I think the teachers like stopped caring, mostly because all these kids had iPhones, so they were like, hey, you know, like a kid with a DS isn't really any worse, other than, you know, in both cases, don't play it during class. And that was the rule. We respected it, and then we'd play it during, you know, like recess and lunch and that kind of stuff. It's a little antisocial, I guess. I don't know, because we were a group of people. I wasn't just like sitting on my own playing Game Boys. I don't know. But I didn't know anyone who had one of my mates had FIFA 08. So I've played FIFA 08, but I've not much. So I had a sister, which is nice because she would also have a Game Boy. Yeah, that's the thing. When there is a game that you really connect with your sibling or any other kind of close family member, because also like I've got some friends who it's like their parents played games, so they'd inherit a lot of games from their parents. For me as well, I also want to. But the really important part was that she had a Game Boy starting when she had still played. Well, when I had still played Gen 1. So I could use a Game Boy to transfer Pokemon between my editions. Nice. I'll just hit escape. We're good. It's football. I've won 3 matches in 46 minutes. I like the pacing of the 4-minute aside matches, because, like, you know, it's a bit of stuff to go over things. You can save your games. Poopy doo-doo. Gotta name your game appropriately, you know. That kind of stuff. I think I gotta do... How many matches do I gotta do? It's at least 4. Oh no. Let's not do the simulate. Even though you can. I'm gonna flex. We're not gonna lose any goals, dang it. Alright, we did Cameroon. We're now in England, all of a sudden. Will it snow in England? Maybe. Oh, they got Big Ben. They got buses. They got the London Bridge. Man, they managed to nail, like, 3 landmarks. They nailed 3 landmarks with London. What they get for Australia? Opera House? Sure. Kangaroo Koala. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Hello and welcome. You join us just in time for this match between Australia and Western Samoa. London the setting for today's game, and I hope you're looking forward to this as much as we are. The teams are just about ready to kick off here, so without further ado,
I remember one thing though, is that my mum was super on point. Like, I'd asked for a bunch of games, but my mum was super on point with the kinds of games that she got. She got like a handful of licensed games, but like the Toy Story 2 game, I didn't know any mate who had that, so it must have been like a pick from my mum. And that's like, you know, like people retrospectively will say like, oh yeah, Toy Story 2 is like either great or they'd never played it. Come on. The Bugs Life game, even the Emperor's New Groove game, it's like, you know, it's not bad. It's pretty alright. Hey, goal! But yeah, I don't think there's particularly too many games. Didn't they have that dope final boss music? Toy Story 2? It had dope a lot of music.
The score 1-0.
All my homies love the level 5 music, I think. The alleys and gullies music.
Sure.
It's got some real dope music all around though.
The Gallimore.
Which is a shame that I didn't feel the same way about the Buzz Lightyear Star Command game, but maybe I'll save that one for a later date, because that one's kind of interesting. And I never played it as a kid, so... the last 3 or 4... Well, you missed the entirety of the Emperor's New Groove if you missed at least 2 streams. Oh! Oh my gosh. You finished Pokemon, you played a Disney game. That is... Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think the plan for this month, I've got like a bunch of one-offs I want to play. I want to line up perfectly on October, because I feel like I've only got 4 streams for the month to do a spooky game. And I'm like, oh, my spooky game is going to take 4 months, or 4 weeks, yeah. Come on. Come on. How many people does it take?
Oh, nicely
Get it out of there. But yeah, if you ever miss some lives, just like, you know, you can always watch them back.
By the defender. Sure. Oh, he sent him completely the wrong way.
No!
Good
Whoa, bro, that's a bit close. That's a bit close. It's a bit close. Yeah. But yeah, I remember my mum getting out of the blue Rayman 2. And I'm just like, bro, like Rayman 2 in crazy like hindsight, like once I hit like 20, I realize is like one of it's like one of the greatest games I have ever played. And like
and the ball goes into touch. That's a throw-in.
I do occasionally watch streams I miss, but not all. I mean, that's fine. I always find like I find it's hard to keep up with like any YouTuber I follow.
Plenty of meat in that challenge.
Whoa. Oh, no, dang it.
Good clearance.
Yeah, I find it's hard to always keep up with like the YouTubers I follow. I definitely like the ones that are a bit more podcasty. They're always a bit easier to follow because I'm usually like, oh, I might get interrupted, but then I don't have to pause the content. Let's go.
Good save.
Oh. Just going ham from that distance.
Nice header. Splendid pass. Leaves his marker in his wake there.
I thought I had that. I just went right over. Yeah, where am I going? Yeah, my mom, she got Rayman 2. I love it. My uncle had Gran Turismo, and I think he was probably the inspiration to grab a PlayStation 1 at the time. And then my mom got Gran Turismo 2 instead. But you know what? Like, if I had to have one or the other, I would pick Gran Turismo 2. Also, goal! And again, it's like out of the blue with no stimulus, you know. Like, I absolutely applaud like that. Pokemon was one, Super Mario Brothers Deluxe on the Game Boy Color. Not everything was a crazy hit, and I feel like by the time I was about 5, I started having sentience into like looking at the internet and looking at like what's ooh. Sometimes they just give the free kick without a card. You gotta pray for those moments, because those yellow cards get counted for the whole season. Oh, nice. I think that's it for the half, is it? Yep, there it is.
The score 3-0 at the half-time whistle, and they really appear to be in command here, Andy.
I honestly don't think they have the creativity in midfield to cause them any problems. So I think they'll have to change to get back to this one.
But yeah, yeah, my mum picked a lot of good stuff. By the time I was about 5 or 6, I was looking at the internet a bunch, and I know at the age of 5, maybe, you know, unrestricted internet access is probably a bit gutsy, and yeah, it was.
Neatly collected by the defender. And that would be a goal kick.
Just punt it. Absolutely punt it. There were definitely some real unscrupulous things I saw on the internet at the time. I had a bad interest in Newgrounds, and I know Newgrounds age-restricted things, but I definitely saw and heard some real gutsy things. Thank you, Eagle Raptor. You taught me the F word far before I learned it from my parents. Appreciate it. But it's all good. It's probably why I'm like super desensitized.
And that really is class goalkeeping. What a fine save.
It's probably why I'm so super desensitized to like violence and like video games, because it's like, no, it's not Grand Theft Auto that converted. Oh, got him. That was a classic action there. But yeah, so I'd play a bunch of Flash games at that time, and then I would still love to play other kinds of games at the time. But they started to be like I don't know, the ones that are a bit more mainstream and like everyone knows of them. I think I also realized there was a huge peripheral-based gaming phase. I used to be real interested in any game that wasn't necessarily me and my controller that I'd still been using, especially because the PlayStation 2 had, you know, virtually the same controller. I know the buttons are pressure sensitive on the PS2, but still. So I'd be very interested in things like the iToy, and then there was SingStar, and then there was Buzz the Music Quiz. Did anyone remember that one?
Really good long kick by the goalkeeper.
Maybe I'd showcase that one off, because the USB controllers work perfectly fine in the emulator.
Wonderful football.
That was a bit of a back and forth. He got the hat trick and then could just do a backflip. He could just do a backflip. Why not? I love that that's caught on the replay. Oh, that's horrendous. That's horrendous.
And that makes it 5-0. One-way traffic here at the moment. Sure.
Come on, we gotta make it 6. We gotta make it a bloodbath.
That's a really
there we go.
goal.
There we go. So then it tells you, I think that's his 5th goal of the season or something like that. I don't think in real football you get like this dominating streak that often, but I knew Australia is always like that good. I think it should be a challenge to like have a worse team get your way up the ranks.
Gallimore.
Ooh. Ooh. Either I'm getting better or they're just getting real atrocious.
The ball from right under his nose. And he's beaten his man.
Oh,
the keeper did really well to get to that one. Yeah, that won't trouble a keeper of this quality. Vidmar. There we go,
there we go, there we go. Clean sweep, clean sailing, clean sailing.
Vidmar. Good skill there. And he's put it away. Good finish.
Goal! Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, after Buzz the Music Quiz, I mean, there's things like Wii Fit near the end of it, but even things like the Wii Speak on that, the whole Guitar Hero phase, and then the DJ Hero controller. If there's one I didn't quite get into a Dance Dance Revolution mat, I had borrowed. I could never really own, but I borrowed my oh yeah, like all the peripherals is like such a zany time, because nowadays it's like we just can't. We tried to push the Kinect as like a ubiquitous controller. You are the controller, you know? Like, and I don't know, it didn't stick and we couldn't really think of anything else to have.
Oh, he made that look easy. Holding on to the ball here.
We're gonna make it.
Well collected. Kicked away.
Kinect is amazing, but on... Well, yeah, Kinect is a cool piece of technology, but yeah, it's in the same way as like me with RTX in terms of graphics. It's like, it's great, but no one making games really knows how to use it and sell it. There's definitely like cool things you can do with it, but yeah, at the end of the day, like
somehow he hit the bar. It was easier to
no. It's only a mass-producing thing that was suddenly at cheap jar. I know. Oh, this guy's so upset. We're gonna escape. He's taking a sweet time. He just wants to give up. Just because you know they're gonna end the game immediately after they get the ball. Yeah, there you go. Ah, that was an atrocious, like... that's what I love about, like, these football games. It's that, like, it's always that anticipation. It's like, oh, will I get the goal? Will I, you know... They translate into video games so well. And all you gotta do is just like this. Keep the controls simple, but have enough, like, tools at people's disposals. You don't need all these different, like, oh, this is Ronaldinho's football. This is Ronaldinho's like spinny trick and his like switchback 1-2 foul buster. I don't know, something like that. It's like, just keep it simple. I'm just, you know, kicking the ball. Ah, here we go. I think I gotta play the Solomon Islands twice. Okay, cool. Let's update my poopy doo-doo save. What happens if you just, like, keep simulating as well? Like, is my team just that good? We got 3-2. We won a game. Oh, sorry, back up. The next one. Okay. Let's simulate it. I don't know what happened. Play against Vietnam. Oh, we lost against Vietnam. No! We got kicked out of the first round of the World Cup in France. This is what you get for simulating everything. Your team will never make it. How does that work? I kind of like that about, like, you know, your teams can get kicked out. So, eventually, you will, you know, you will unlock the actual, you know, well, there's the first round and the final round of the road to World Cup. All these, like, qualifying things and whatever you're going on. And eventually you will earn the actual, well, I think the final round is the actual, like, 16, is it 16 or 32 in the actual World Cup? I think it's 32. So the proper knockout bracket in the end. So it's weird. It's the road to World Cup, but it's the actual World Cup in the end. And confusingly, FIFA releases, or at least for a few years, released an extra game for the World Cup alongside the actual World Cup game. So not only is there a FIFA 99 eventually, there is a FIFA World Cup 98 game. So if this game looks different and feels a little different, just remember this probably came out before the World Cup 98 game that you probably played. We also have leagues in this game. You know, I'm just playing football. So you could play in Italian Football League, and you've got all these, like, they're not FIFA teams, they're just teams. You know, you could play as Juventus. I know Juventus, they're pretty good. Isn't, like, AC Milan good? Yeah, AC Milan's good. We'll just play as AC Milan. Let's start with A. I think it's the same rules apply. You basically just play, like, you know, some league, some, like, set of games against, you know, everyone. Yeah, it sort of is the same game. Just, you know, not in the World Cup context. But I do like how it's got, like, all these different, you know, versions going on. That's 11 different leagues. I don't think I've ever been in a league. We got a training mode where you can take your team of choice and become an attacker or a defender. Here we go. So in the training mode, you can practice your penalties. This is kind of cool. You gotta know how to do it. You gotta know how to kick him in. Yeah. But it's kind of cool how you've got, like, all these extra modes just right here. Even if this is like, okay, this is just like a practice mode, but... There they go. You can go back to, what is it, restart training to pick the other modes. So free kicks, corner kicks, an actual training match where you can, you know. This is exactly, I would do this all the time. I'd just be like, you know, here comes my team. Here comes, oh, come on. Here they come. Here they come. They're coming. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Practice match. And then you just go like, oh, we're going to get him. We're going to get there. And you just saw I didn't pick any people on the team. Whoa! The crowd goes wild. Yeah, I don't know. I always used to think that was pretty cool. There also exists a penalty shootout mode, so you can just play a penalty shootout section. Can we do USA versus USA, or I don't think they'll let you play the same team against itself. You can't play against Canada. Oh, no, you can. Same team. USA versus USA. I'm going to play as USA. I think they're going to win this one. So, like, this section would play if you somehow ended the match with a tie, and you did the golden point thing. Or the golden goal? Is that what they say? I never know how you do these. This is not very easy. Oh, there he goes. I feel like I wouldn't celebrate the first penalty shootout kick with a backflip, but sure, okay. I'm probably going to embarrass myself a ton with the, yeah, with this. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to lose. I'm going to fail. But yeah. Yeah, eventually after some point, yeah, most of the game picks I would have are all like... Oh. I don't know how you predict this. How do professional goalies do this? Maybe I should have picked a very bad team. Look at that crowd behind. Crazy. Lots of the games I picked were, you know, ranging from mild to, yeah, pretty alright, pretty good, to like crazy stuff. So I think Scott was like, he had an epiphany moment because he played Mario Galaxy, and that was actually like the greatest game he had played at that time. And then he played Brawl, and I think it was very hooked on just like first-party Nintendo titles. Dang it. For me, I definitely liked my first-party Nintendo titles. I didn't really get into them a ton until probably the DS, and then I had a crazy ton of DS games. But yeah, I didn't particularly pick like the Sony like the Sony like first-party titles. So I never had Ratchet and Clank growing up, although I did have Spyro. So I guess there's that. Although is that Sony first party? I don't know if it counts. Oh. I feel like it's locked in. There's no point in doing the rest of the shootout now, is there? Yeah. It's done. It's done. Let's go. We're going home. That's it. Gonna have the terrifying screen? Nah. You just... I was like, is it gonna say, you lost? Big loser. I'm a big loser right there. There's one last thing I want to show off. Actually, two last things. First of all, there's team management. So you can do all the, like, team, you know, stuff from this screen and actually load them in-game if you want. Which is pretty cool. But you can also do this customized squad thing. And you can take any existing team. You know, for example, let's take the Australia team. And they have a value, I guess. Gosh. £1,000? Man, jeez. I don't know about flag style. I don't think it ever worked. But it's like you can change what colors, like, you know, their clothing is. Or like their colors are. There you go. Change the home and away jerseys. Change the style of the jerseys so it's got like a stripes or stuff in it. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You can even change their home stadium for some reason. You know? And then you think, oh, okay, you know, that's kind of neat. But then you can also take the individual players and start giving them like skill points. And I think they tell you off for having a player who's like, nah, man, you can't make him that good. I'm like, yeah, fair call. Fair call there. But yeah, you can change their position, their numbers. You can change what they look like, at least within, like, you know, the bounds of what character customization can do at this time. But this was the other thing that blew my mind. Now, I didn't really understand the skills, because there's a lot of skills. Like, a crazy amount. But being able to, like, go through people, I would always, like, write my name in there. I'd always be like, yeah, that's me. And that's me as well. And I'd beat everyone on the team. I think I made a team, like, at one point, and they just all looked exactly like me. Not exactly like me. Why, yes, I am. Hold on, let me make exactly me. Exactly me. So I got, like, generic brown hair. It's like, you know, it's that, because it was pretty short when I was a kid. I'd be the paciest kind of guy. I guess that's my face, and I got no facial hair, call it that. There you go, that's me. I'd always be that guy. That'd be what I look like. Because there's no body types in this game. They got a wonderful, like, the texture work on the players is like, generally pretty good. It's just, you know, there's only so much detail between people that you can have, but it's just, oh, it's good fun to just be able to take any player and then just, like, you know, make them, like, well, yes, my lowest stat is 39. I guess you wouldn't get hired if your fitness was below 39, you know? And I thought that was cool. And then, yeah, you can trade players. So you can take the best players and then trade them with other players. Players. That kind of stuff also blew my mind. And then, I don't even know what's going on here, bro. I don't even know. Players are worth so much. You're allowed to shift, like, the balance between bits. Like, this probably means a ton. I never dealt with any of this. And, yeah, no, the music is crazy nostalgic just because, like, I always think this is wonderful. In the, like, late 90s and early 2000s, it's like you could have just, like, you know, jam and drum and bass, alternative rock, like, metal music all over the place. I'm playing through Need for Speed Underground 2 now. I think I was playing through the first game last week. And I'm just like, man, you know, the soundtrack is ringing with me on that one. It's just, oh, I love the nostalgia and, like, the soundtracks of these early games. If this music doesn't make it to YouTube, I apologize. Most likely, it just gets content claimed, so that's fine. As long as it's not blocked in regions, I'm cool with that. So all that stuff's pretty cool. And then, yeah, you can view the highlights you had. So you can go back and look at that. Let's sit through some credits for a bit, because I just want to mention, I really do enjoy, like, and I mean, this game is pure, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like there's a bit too much monetization and crazy kind of, you know, like, microtransaction stuff in newer sports games, and I know, like, everyone hates microtransactions, and I know that's the case. I wonder what publishers think, but I'm kind of like, you know, if this game was available to be sold, I feel like this would be, like, so eaten up. Everyone would go, this game is great. Because it's no, like, there's no, you know, sometimes in older game, it's hard to understand. But this, it's like, it's crazy amount of features, all in a nice, like, straightforward package. Like, you know, hey, you know, you got your leagues, your World Cup mode, you can do your penalty shootouts, you can do friendly matches, you can you know, customize your teams and transfer people. Like, it's really all you need. I think the most I could say is, like, have a longer term campaign. So I think, like, some of the NBA games where I played F1, which technically is a sports game, it's like, you know, once you finish one season, okay, well, you do another season, and you can continue the progress of what you've got there. Whereas here, it's like, you know, you just play it pretty straight. You win the World Cup. That's your goal. Once you win the World Cup, you're done. So I do wish that, like, if you're a designer and you're making a game, I think you'd be pretty cool just, like, curbing it back a bit. You don't need to have all these, like, my team crazy microtransaction modes, unless that's the only way that you can actually afford to make a game of those scales anymore, in which case, darn, what do we do there? I guess we as consumers have to stop buying those games? I don't know. Isn't it also kind of weird that, like, we're at the end of an era? That's not how they can afford that. I mean, they can't afford the FIFA license anymore. We're at the end of an era where there's no more FIFA games. Oh, it's just a massive extra profit. I'm glad we're talking about extra profit, and I get one of those, like, please buy my chat bots. This is a different person every time, but it's always the same link. Get the hammer. My favorite part, I don't even ban them. I just expect them to come back, and they never do. Look at that. Hear my music. This is a remarkably slow credits. Hey, you got Crystal Method? I told you it was Crystal Method. Lots of Crystal Method. Hold on, is the entire soundtrack just Crystal Method? I don't know, we got Electric Sky Church. I was thinking, no way, we got that much Crystal Method going on. Dreammaker software. Oh, is that like a piece of software you can make these, like, fancy backgrounds with? Huh. I love these backgrounds. It's just like, this looks like the cover of, the 2013 My Bloody Valentine. I think we're at the top again. Yeah. It's just this like wonderful like 90s smear of color. But it's like that's all you need. So now if I had a modem, if I had an internet connection, I could tell you the wonders of connecting to the internet. But unfortunately, it is a dial-up thing. I don't know how. Oh, I gotta configure my COM port. I got specific. This is how every like network connection at the time had to be done. It's a pain. Like. I'm pretty sure direct serial is probably like the right thing, but as if I know what I'm dialing. Yeah. And dial directory. There you go. We gotta have broadband in this, I'll tell you. There's one last thing I want to show now, and that is in the friendly match you can pick a. Okay, we gotta do Brazil, not the country cup Brazil, but the actual. Brazil versus, who's the worst team? Who's, like, the worst one? The Malaysian Cup is, like, shocking. Yeah, we'll go with this one. Alright. There is an additional mode I want to show off. And that is, tucked away, well, first of all, in how options. Referee strictness, defined. Turn them off. Offside. Turn it off. This is kind of fun as well that you can turn off some of this stuff. I don't think there's particularly any, like, there's not any crazy settings. You can do the screen size thing if your computer can't run the game. And all this jazz. Languages. Oh my gosh, this game supports 6 languages. That's actually pretty neat for a game at the time. But there's one hidden thing, and that's after going through all of these stadiums, there's one bonus one that's at the end. The indoor stadium. There is no day and night. There is just indoor stadium. That's all we need. The indoor stadium is a 5-on-5 mode.
Brazil and Sarawak. And now here's John Motson with
and they let you just go into it. And instead of like the sidelines, you just got these like walls here, and the ball's yellow for some reason.
The indoor game, of course, being lightning quick at times.
But I love that like they've just got this mode here. I'm gonna do my dirty tackle button. Here's your regular tackle. Here's your dirty tackle. I wish you could tackle the goalie though. But like that's the reason why I turn off the stuff, because it's like, oh, when I don't have the ball, I'm gonna do dirty tackles.
No room for niceties out there today.
But I love this like indoor stadium, and it's in some of the earlier games, but it's not in like. I think it might be in '99. I think maybe it's not in any other like the newer games. And it's like, come on, like that's good fun. That's good fun to just like have this like cool stadium where everything bounces off the walls and you're playing with a reduced like head count. They're a bit nicer with the kinds of kicks and things like that.
Ronaldo.
Oh, goal! But like, I don't know. I'm crazy nostalgic for this, but yeah, at the end of the day, like this is sort of what sports games should strive to be. A core set of gameplay that's fun, a bunch of modes that complement and reward you for playing that core gameplay.
Really tough tackling out there now.
just going at it, I guess.
Oh, he's left him for dead there.
I'm not too sure what that was. It's just tackling there. I'm pretty sure there's a proper punch button in FIFA like 99 as well. Oh, there it is. There it is. Just get him. Just get him.
What a spectacular goal.
This is how you play football.
And here's another chance to see that.
The keeper never stood a chance, John.
Oh, we're gonna see me constantly harassing the goalie. This is, I think, is like when okay. To sum up the childhood games video, in the end, one, Scott played way too many licensed games. Although we both did have The Simpsons Road Rage on the Game Boy Advance. Oh, okay, that one wasn't even my doing. That one wasn't my doing. He just can't goalie keep, apparently.
And here's the replay of that incident.
You can't give him that much space and not be punished.
But ultimately, like, you know, all of the things that we play as children, or we listen to, or that kind of stuff, you know, that all shapes what we, you know, are interested in. And you've got to play bad games in order to know what good games are. But when you play, was I on this side? I think I was on the other side of the field. Like, technically, I hadn't crossed the halfway. This is getting ridiculous. This is why you trade out. Brazil is too good in this game. Oh, I totally was right on the line. Oh. You just gotta do cool goals, you know? That's all you gotta do in this game. That's where it's at.
And that's a real bone-crunching tackle. Calmly collected.
Alright, now we're just going to do it from the other side of the field. Oh, I just realized I could punch him before he catches it.
Good touch. Nicely done. Nip the ball away neatly there. Well, he'll have to do better than that.
Well, none of that right.
Fine reflex stop there.
No doubt he saw that late. That's what made it even more impressive.
Well, he really got a piece of him there.
Oh no, poor guy. Poor guy. Oh, snap.
Oh, well played.
Oh, I'm not going to let him score a goal on me today.
Terrific stop there.
Wonderful save. I think he saw it late, but he's...
No! No! I picked the worst. The worst team. I'm going up with the best team. I'm very easily distracted, we'll just say that. Ultimately, I feel like, you know, there's differences. Oh, we got two of them. We got a second one. We got a second scam. Nice. Is this just like a... They pick any FIFA game? Maybe that's what it is. Because I'm thinking... I didn't get any of these on, like, the Emperor's New Groove. Like, no one watches the Emperor's New Groove streams. But the moment it's FIFA, why yes.
Into safe hands then in the end.
Why yes, we got to spam all the bots for around 0.5. They didn't even, like...
And he's put it away. What a fantastic goal.
It's not exactly a 0.5. Get viewers pro catcher promo. They didn't even link anything. They put the code in. They didn't link any, like, site.
At 5-1, one could be forgiven for thinking this was all over. Real menace in the tackle there. That's his third goal, and that's
like for a hot second, it was like that's too much stuff going on, bro. So yeah, if you want to play this game, you know, find a legitimate copy somewhere. Cough, cough. If it can be printed onto a Kodak thing, I don't even have a legitimate copy at the time. I wonder about like bootleg games. I have a couple of bootleg games. I have a bootleg copy of Crash Purple. Or was it Spiral Orange? I forgot which one it was. It was bootleg. I think it was Crash Purple. It's trash. The game itself is trash. The bootleg is like fine, like it works. I've got a bootleg copy of Super Mario Advance 3 Yoshi's Island, and I hate that one because I wish the battery saved a lot better than it actually does. I don't have too many bootlegs though. But I would always think like, yeah, you know, as a kid, like, you don't know. Well, you can eventually know. Oh my goodness. We'll never be able to recover. We'll never be able to recover.
A look then here at the replay. It seems as though defense are a thing of the past.
Dude, actually, one thing I remember about like when I was like a 6-year-old like playing like actual like football
Tipped away.
was
Tremendous save, John.
And that makes it
tremendous. One thing I remember doing was one of my like earliest matches. I'm pretty sure we finished. It was either 21 or 22-0. And I was goalie for like the second half, and I was like, it was so boring at the back. And I was 6, so like you could do anything. Like you wouldn't get actually like that reprimanded by your coach or anything. And I literally was just like, bro, I'm just going to go out. And I got one of those 21 goals, and I was the goalie. Now I was 6. This is probably easy stuff as a 6-year-old. But it felt really good to like absolutely crush like other teams. I'm pretty sure we won like the local like under 6 division at one point, so I've got like a nice shiny trophy of like actually like winning something. That's pretty cool. My later trophies weren't quite as impressive, and at some point eventually I became what is called the bottom team, when you would just be playing with well, all the people in your team or all the people who are as bad as you. You might not be the worst person in the school, but someone in your team is. But then, like, the problem was we wouldn't win anything because we'd be the bottom team in our school or something like that, but we wouldn't be the bottom team, like, we'd be the E team. There'd be 5 teams, we'd be the worst one. I just love being able to, like, oh, no! Oh, no! Goal! We'd play against another school, and they'd have 10 teams. So their bottom 5 teams would have a bye, and then we'd play their E team. And suddenly we're now playing against their, like, just entering the top half of, like, how good their football players are. And we're the worst team in like, our school. We'd consistently be up against, like, schools that have more teams, and therefore we'd never win. We would never win. We'd sometimes get a goal, and that'd be a great moment. But we'd always be the worst team. And it was the same thing. I'd have to do basketball in the summer, and it was the same thing. And at that point, that was probably when I stopped liking sport. I think I rolled my ankle once, and that's how I started becoming real bad.
Good interception.
Was that an interception? I guess it was.
Oh, classy piece of football. Well, he really got a piece of him there.
Get him! Oh. No, he did it again! It's easy, I'll just say it's easy in the indoor court. It's easier to score a goal. We don't need to see this. We don't need to see this. We don't need to see this.
No excuse for a soft goal like that. Should never happen at this level. Can you pass me over my calculator?
That's good. Let's play the second half, just for funsies, and then we'll call it a stream. I know it's a shorter one, but I just wanted to showcake this game. I think I've got 2. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. It throws me off that like you're facing the other direction. That is an interesting way to catch it, but it counts, I guess. I wonder what you do about penalties.
Nicely brought down. What a finish!
Oh, I just love it. This is what it's all about. Just punching the goalie and slotting it in. Fans are loving this one. Yeah, 2-11.
No love lost there, one suspects, and really
yeah. I'm trying to think. I think some of the games that I want to play.
Fantastic save.
That was a very dramatic go. Some of the games that I want to play probably can be finished or beaten.
Oh, that's so unlucky. He deserved better. Oh, classy piece of football. The keeper saw it all the way there.
Just trying to score goals across the whole map. 32 shots on target. Can we make it 200?
Plenty of meat in that challenge. The shot saved by the keeper.
This guy's trying to get him. This guy's really getting him. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of like fun little experiences that everyone probably has played. Some of them unique, some of them not. So yeah, if you've got any kinds of like fun little childhood games that you grew up playing and you feel like maybe, you know, people don't really know of, think back on like how you felt about it, and then, you know, sometimes you'll go back and then you're like, nah, I don't know. Oh, he's holding it outside.
Yes, the referee indicating a free kick.
Holy snap, we're doing the free kick.
Something from the training ground here, perhaps.
This is going to be horrendous because the path is right there. Just get it.
And a goal comes straight from the free kick.
Oh, no. Oh, poor guy. Poor guy.
Here's the replay of that incident.
That was a great I didn't hit a button, and that was just how the replay went.
It's getting ridiculous. In hard on the tackle there.
I'm not controlling this guy, he's just going. Oh. But yeah, like have a bit of a modern perspective on it. So like, how do you feel about it as an adult? And then like, you know, what kind of memories did you have with it? Like, you know, why do you think you play there, not other people? I know I have a mate who played Biendeo for Mac. I think there's a Windows version, but like that's like a crazy obscure game. So obscure that it's open source now. Perhaps it's open source in the sense of no one is really like going to yell at them for reverse engineering it or leaking source code. It's on GitHub, so I mean, you can very easily send a DMCA, but they haven't. I love the DMCA on YouTube DL, by the way. I just thought that was like a curious moment, a curious thing that happened. But yeah, there's like.
It's hit the bar. The defense made a
Oh no, I feel so bad. I love this indoor stadium because it's just like you do all these like crazy like boop, boop, like balls bouncing all over the place kinds of shots.
Should never happen at this
We're gonna run out of time, aren't we?
I won't ask him what he thinks for the defending. Nicely done.
Oh.
Cool, I hope that stretcher's not in play more than the ball.
There you go. That's how you shoot a goal. Oh! Oh! That's how you shoot a goal. That's how you do it. That's how it's done. There's no way you can... Oh, dude, if that ever happened to me, I would never be able to recover. I would never be able to recover from that. Like, straight from the corner. Crosses over, fails to catch it. What is offside? Doesn't matter. Can he have a special line of dialogue if he gets 69 goals? That's the funny number. He's got to do it. Oh no, he's just given up at this point. He has flat out given up.
Let's take another look at that. If you've just joined us, you're missing a
yeah, this game's great. This game's great. I guess my only thing with like football titles like this is once you play one, you've sort of played them all. Like as much as like I've tried like years ago, trying to do like what's the difference between like 96 and 90 other stuff. 96 is a very cheesy intro. I feel like this game strikes that right balance between like, hey, it's cool enough that like, you know, we got a big song and that kind of stuff. Because some of the other ones don't have songs. They just kind of go...
Well, he really got a piece of it there. Confident goalkeeping.
But honestly, it's like, I don't know. The controls need to be there. And I feel like they're definitely here on this one. If it's a little bit hard to aim. But you know what? Like, hey, I've been winning these games. So it's going to mean something, right? Yeah. I don't really know where I'm going anymore. I just
save for the keeper. Well, that's a fine save. And it's there. Off the crossbar, and he has every right to celebrate.
This is how Ronaldo does his goals, right? Yeah.
A chance to see that.
It's too good. I'm trying to think, are there any last minute memories, last minute things I want to mention? I'm going to be doing like kind of other childhood games all month, so don't worry about me trying to cram everything into just this one like FIFA video. And for reference, no, I'm not becoming like a... There's FIFA YouTubers all over the place. Like, if anything, you know, me in 1998, I could have never predicted that FIFA, the video games, would become sort of the poster child for one of the, like, you know, one of the things that people hate the most in games. Even my mate playing FIFA 2008, it had me support, I think. I got thrown off though. He'd always play in like the front, back, top down cam. And I'm just like, I don't know, I'm too used to like the side cam here.
And here's the replay of that incident. It seems as though defense is a thing of the past in this game. There, one suspects some really tough tackling out there now.
Yeah, that's about it.
It's ended up in the net, and none of the defenders appear to know quite how it got there.
Didn't happen, didn't happen.
Let's take another look at
didn't happen.
Well, I can't believe that.
But yeah, find a legitimate copy of this game, and then this game is going to yell at you if your graphics card has more than like 64 megs of video memory.
Well, full marks for the goal, but really the defense should have done a lot.
So run it in PCM. That seems to be your best bet. It runs like a dream, does what it should. Can't argue with how PCM runs this game. Don't just get that off the start. Oh, we're nearly at the end of the match. I just love that there's a ref. There's all this stuff. This game is such a great package. It's on consoles as well, but I don't know. There's something nice about like PC versions of these games, and this was the version that I had. So he's doing a move. Was that a program like Ronaldo is gonna do this one? Why yes, let me stand behind the goalkeeper. A legitimate move that you can do in real soccer. Alright, we gotta get one more. We gotta get one more. There it is. There it is. 21-3. 21-3. I feel accomplished. I feel like everything in the world has aligned. Imagine you go to a football match. Listen, I couldn't recreate the 21-0, but 21-3 is good enough. Oh, so good. So good. So good. So is the match going to end immediately? Are we going to be done? This is just going to be like, yep, nope, we're good.
In hard on the tackle there.
Get it again. Whoa. Oh, he's prepped, he knows. Yeah, what does 90 minutes mean? Like, does anyone know the rules on, like, how... Oh, no! Does anyone know the rules on how, like, exactly a game of football ends? I feel like I've gone this whole, like, stream without saying the word soccer, by the way. You Americans calling it soccer. This is football. What does the F in FIFA stand for? Actually, is FIFA a French organization, like FIA? It's like Federation Internationales Auto Sport something. There it is. The clean sweep. Perfection.
Some great goals and two teams more than willing.
We actually have a man of the match as opposed to telling me that someone didn't get any red cards. No fouls though. No fouls, so... Anyway, I think that's it for a stream. I hope you all have enjoyed this to the fullest extent to what it is. So, thank you all very much. If you enjoyed this or you missed part of it and you want to see some of it again, it'll be on YouTube unless all the music gets copyright claimed and blocked in every country. In which case, I will try my best. If you want to see the stuff live, I am streaming at 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern. We're on standard time right now, so +10 UTC. Every Monday, on the Monday, and yeah, you can follow me there if you want the alert. I also send the alert out on Twitter, or more importantly, on Pleroma, on Fediverse, so follow me there, m.biendeo.com. Stuff the Twitter, we don't need it. Yeah, if you have any thoughts or childhood memories, or you played this game in particular, or any other old FIFA game. Did you know that FIFA 2005 is perhaps one of the last games that came out on the PS1? I think FIFA 14 is the last PS2 game of all time. Man, FIFA 14 on PS2. Jeez. So, have a good one, everyone. Don't stay up too late. See ya.